turn around when it is safe to do so.
Hey, Cupcake. I met a fan last night. Said 50 of his friends were coming up from Sydney.
We've traveled halfway across the world, and I can't believe we're finally
I'm
here.
looking out the window, and I have to tell you, they have beaches here to take your breath.
The Forza Horizon Festival is back for its third outing, and this time it's brought the thunder down under.
For those of you who don't know, Forza Horizon is a sort of music festival where everyone takes cars instead of drugs. And there's not a cop in sight to harsh your buzz.
Yes, but before we get into the nitty-gritty of the festival and the driving, let's talk about their take on Oz, because it's a little bit stylized, isn't it?
I certainly don't live in that country. A look at the map shows that the Outback is a quick 10-kilometer drive down the road from Surfers, while Byron Bay is just south of the Yarra Valley.
I don't know where anything is, and even I know this is wrong, but whilst Forza fails in geography, it more than makes up for it in attention to detail. From little things like our wheelie bins, road signs, and the distinctive phone boxes of one particular telco, to the big picture stuff, like those grand Australian vistas.
Recalculating route.
But I think we can forgive them for taking some liberties with the layout. If it was an even half-accurate map of Australia, it would just be driving for hours between civilization and then being murdered by John Jarratt.
Very true. Plus, by cramming it together, they've been able to create one of the best looking and most diverse driving sandboxes ever. Launching over sand dunes, ripping through the rainforest,
100 meters. Turn left.
or drifting around city streets. And it's more open and free to explore than ever.
Yeah, and it's nice that they've skewed towards some lesser-known regions too. They haven't snuck in a Harbour Bridge or Uluru for some easy iconography. However, there are kangaroos, but unlike in real life, they don't get stuck in your bonnet.
Yeah, those guys will kill you. And I really liked that you could choose your avatar this time too, from a pretty diverse group of characters.
Boss, the local press are asking for a photo. Help me out here.
The problem is there just weren't enough to choose from. I wish that there was a way I could customize it more, because it was just all like cool guys in beanies or just hot girls, and I'm neither of those two
If you
people.
put a beanie on, that could be you.
I'd be a cool guy?
You could be a cool guy! You could be a cool guy.
Is it just the beanie making me cool though?
You know. You can also choose a name that the game will actually say to you in dialogue.
Thank you.
You could be a cool guy.
Stop saying could be.
You know what you did. It's a pretty big list, but sadly Rad wasn't an option. You'll have to call me Red now.
Yeah, there was no Nick Boy either, but I could go with Bort, but I ended up just settling on Cupcake.
So I'll call you Cupcake.
You look like a cupcake.
Thank you.
They've also stripped back on the cutscenes and story almost completely. There's a slick intro video, and that's pretty much all you get. You still do have a couple of companions though, with Kira, your trusty Irish organizer,
We're gonna head over that way now.
and Warren, your Ocker car mechanic, keeping you company over comms throughout the game.
Hey, look out of my way! I've got 800 horses here, I'm not afraid to use them!
The characters in past Forzas were far too douchey to want to spend any time with, but Kira and Warren are undeniably tolerable.
Just tolerable.
Yeah, nothing more. She's not overly flirty, and Warren isn't too painfully Aussie. And they crack a nice few jokes every now and then too.
Still alive, boss?
One of the biggest changes is that you're in charge of the entire festival this time. Now don't worry, this hasn't turned the game into a business management sim. The game is still primarily about driving cars in very unsafe ways.
Yeah, as you complete races and events, along with the staples of XP and credits, you earn a new kind of currency. This time it's fans. By reaching certain fan milestones, you'll unlock new spots to open festivals or upgrade existing ones, which unlocks races and challenges in that area.
It's a good way to give you more control over what kind of racing you want to do. If you want to mess around with dune buggies in the desert, then focus on upgrading the Outback location.
Red sand, blue sky, perfect off-road terrain. And snakes that'll kill you if you even slow down for a second.
Or, if you prefer street racing, improve your Surfers Paradise Festival.
And apparently the waves aren't bad either.
Most events will also cater to whatever you're driving at the time. So just rock up in whatever car you like and you're set. And then if an event does ask you to use a different car, then say, screw you, event! I'm just gonna make my own event!
I'm the captain now. Because you've now got access to blueprints, which let you design whatever challenge you want. You can set car restrictions, lap times, time of day, and weather, just about everything other than the route. So it's not a super powerful or deep editor, but it's a really nice addition.
And every event also has a selection of other people's blueprints to choose from too. It's a super slick way of incorporating user-made content because it means you never need to actually search for it, it's just there if you want it.
Yeah, though there are still some events that force you into specific cars.
Is this how you put someone in the car?
When I'm forcing them. Things like the bucket list challenges and the always spectacular showcase events, which put you up against ridiculous things like trains and speedboats.
Right on time. You ready for this?
And I did love all those slow-mo hero moments in showcases too. And I love all those new danger signs around the place, which are basically just huge stunt jumps. I did one 12 times just trying to beat a friend's score.
Don't you think that's a bit much?
No, I'm just that kind of guy.
Just competitive? Mm-hmm. Well, that is in keeping with the spirit of Horizon's over-the-top sense of fun.
That friend was you. I'm sorry, I need to tell you on television.
Oh, and they're pretty much the only races where I enjoy simply going for a little drive. Sure, the races are fun, but mucking around between them is really where I had the best time.
Yeah, it's a really good combination of having cool scenery to enjoy and then a bunch of really nice cars to enjoy it in.
You have arrived at your destination.
Cruise around slowly in an old convertible or feel your ring clench tight as you unleash the full power of a hypercar through traffic. There's even the Warthog from Halo as well. It's just a shame it didn't have the machine gun on the back.
Yeah, you can give it sick rims at least.
Yeah, I guess so. But the important thing is there's a bunch of distinctly Aussie cars here. I'll admit I don't know much about cars, but I know these are Aussie as, mate. Cricky. I'm sorry, that's pronounced crikey.
And with the always deep options of upgrading and tuning, you can now put on much more substantial body kits onto certain cars too. So for example, you can turn a basic WRX into a rally slaying machine.
And I love how generous they are with the cars.
Totally.
If you've played past Forza games before, you'll get a bunch for free, and every time you level up, you get a chance to win one, and you get free ones for opening new festivals, and cheap ones for upgrading them, and you'll find them in barns.
We're ready.
It's just throwing cars at you to the point where I never actually needed to buy one.
Yeah, it's hard to pick a car and just stay in it because there's always a new one that you want to try out.
And a music festival about cars wouldn't be complete without some decent music, so what did you think about the soundtrack?
Well, music is really subjective, but I really liked it, and I liked that there was a station dedicated to Aussie artists.
I personally enjoyed the classics. Everything is more epic with a bit of ode to joy. But it's totally lame that you need to unlock the radio stations. Just give me the tunes.
I know, right? But you can also add your own music now through Groove Music, and it's always more fun driving to your own music or podcasts.
You learn a new power, crafted a kick-ass magazine-style half hour. Well played, good game, well played.
Of course, this game is also part of the Xbox Play Anywhere initiative, so if you buy it on Xbox, you get it on your Windows 10 PC for freezies. Unfortunately, we didn't have access to the PC version when we're recording this right now, but I am excited to get home and get it going on my good rig.
Well, don't get too excited because you will still need to use the Windows Store to access it.
Ew.
Yeah. But it is great that there's crossplay between PC and Xbox, so you can play online with your friends no matter which platform they prefer.
And you've got to give Microsoft credit because this sort of cross-platform online play is so rare, it's a great move on their behalf. And speaking of online, the usual plethora of online modes return, like Free Roam and the Adventures.
Adventures! But the biggest new addition is a 4-player campaign co-op, so you and your friends can work your way through the campaign together.
And they've done it all super seamlessly. Anything you do in a friend's game will count towards your own solo progress, and the way it just sort of starts an online game exactly where you are in the world feels super slick.
This is online free roam.
And of course, the ever-perky drive-a-tar system is back to put the digital spirit of all your friends into your game, even if you're playing offline. And you can now even recruit up to 4 of them into your lineup, which earns you a few extra credits and XP at the end of a race.
Yeah, that feature seems slightly pointless to me. The bonuses they earned were barely enough for me to care, and I was hoping my team of fake friends and I could actually just do more stuff in-game together.
I agree. There are also a few upgrade trees now to work your way through. As you hoon around and race, you'll get skill points for your actions, which you can spend on various perks, abilities, and instant prizes.
And one such ability is the drone camera, which lets you take off and explore the world with a drone! So you can live out the fantasy of being that dickhead with a drone.
Yay!
Annoyingly, it also seems to be the world's lowest flying drone though, and can't go much higher than the roof of a car. But it is still a cool feature and is handy for exploring and trying to find hidden barns and collectibles.
Yeah, I did feel like it was a slightly missed opportunity. Like, it would have been really cool if you could use them to make little films in-game or use them during replays or something.
I feel like GTA 5's editor has set a really high bar, and I just would have loved to see something like that in Forza. There's no dynamic replay camera, so you have to manually switch cameras yourself, and you can't save replays or share them in-game. It's a small complaint, but the game is just filled with so many glorious moments. I wish it was easier for me to share my glory.
Well, I think you've shared enough of your glory, so let's wrap this up. What are you going to give it?
Look, with the exception of The Simpsons Road Rage, this is probably my favorite racing game. It's so much fun, and there are a couple little niggles here and there for me, but it's only because I'm really trying to find something wrong with it. I'm giving it 4.5 stars.
It's got the depth of a sim racer and the insanity of the best arcade races, so I'm going to give it 5 stars.
We're just awarding stars willy-nilly.
Stars.
I hope they put us on the box, but they call us Barjo and Hex. Because then people will know who we are.
And the train is leaving the station. Literally. This is going to be a race to remember.